Let's talk about it. R-A-D-E-A-S. Let's talk about it. Isaiah. Let's talk about it. Leon. Let's talk about it. R-A-D-E-A-S. Let's talk about it. And other stuff.
Hey there, everybody. This is Kimberly, and we are back again with another episode or podcast show of Father and Son Ravens. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the roles that each person plays on the field, and as usual, we have with us
Isaiah
and Leon the father.
And so let's get into it. We are going to start off with the defensive line. We're going to start where the ball is on the field, in the middle of the field. And you're going to have to tell me later on why it has to be in the middle of the field. Like, why can't it be on the left? Like, even if it's on the... But, okay, we're straying away from where I want to go because I'll ask all those questions later. But let's talk about the three dudes standing in front of the ball. Let's go.
Okay, you have your nose tackle. Most of the time line up right over the center. Some nose tackles line up on a little bit of a curve of the center.
Who's our nose tackle?
Our nose tackle right now, I'm assuming the starting nose tackle will be Michael Pierce,
Number...
97.
Now, is this always a big guy?
Yes, because you got to take on the weight of the center. The nose tackle job is to hold up one or two blocks to let the linebacker or one of his other teammates get to the quarterback, and also to stop the run.
Okay, cool.
So it's always a guy, let's say, weighs at least around 340, 350.
Okay, so a big guy that can hold up two guys or one guy to let somebody past him to the ball.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Like if we all remember back in the glory years, we had Webster and Tony Saragusa that held up blocks for Ray Lewis to get to the quarterback.
Rest in peace, Tony Saragusa. All right, let's go. So.
And then on the other side of him, we got Calais Campbell, 93. He's a defensive end. His job is to, clog it up like the nose tackle, but also see if he can get a little pass rush to make happen for the quarterback. On the other side of him, I'm assuming that it's going to be Justin Matabuke, number 92. Same thing as Calais Campbell's job, is to penetrate, but make sure the running comes first.
Okay.
Their main job is the three guys in the middle. Main job is to stop the run.
Okay, now before we continue, really quickly, this is just my opinion. I don't think Matabuke is going to be the starting defensive end. I think it's going to be Brent Irving. We brought him back for a reason.
Okay, we're not going to get sidetracked real quick. Brent Irving's a rotational player when he was here. So you might be right, because I don't know, but we'll see. So between the two of them, Brent Irving wears 96. No, I don't know his number.
Okay, so moving forward, the next four guys.
Then you have your linebackers, outside linebackers, inside linebackers. Because the Ravens run a 3-4, our outside linebackers are our pass rushing linebackers. That lines up on the line of scrimmage. Main job is, first of all, is make sure the edge is protected from the running back going around them. And then when they got that protected, go get the quarterback. As we like to say, go hunt. And then you have the two inside linebackers. Oh, my fault. Outside linebackers, right now I'm assuming if Tyus Bowser not still hurt, it was Tyus Bowser, 54, and Odafe Owe, 99. If Tyus Bowser still a little hurt, it'll be Justin Houston, 50. Inside linebacker would be Patrick Queen, whose job is to stop the run, help in when we call the help on the blitz or the drop back in the coverage to stop the tight ends or somebody coming over the middle trying to catch the ball, wide receiver in the slot. And Malik Harrison, whose job is pretty much the same as Patrick Queen. And he wears number 40. So, and then from there you have
Our offensive line. What?
the safeties.
Oh,
And corners.
The
the
safeties.
safeties and corners
Yes.
are behind the 3-4. Now we have the safeties.
Yeah, the safety is behind them. Obviously their job is to help them run defense. That would be the strong safety job, and that would be Clark. I can't think of his first name. Chuck Clark. Thank you, son. He wears 36. His job is to help stop the run. Our free safety is Marcus Williams. His job is to clean up anything in the back end of the play. So if a receiver gets past the cornerback, his job is to protect the deep pass, or sometimes what's known as a pass off when they're playing zone, where the cornerback is responsible for a certain area, and he'll pass it off to the free safety or take him after that.
Okay, so these guys are the center runners, correct? Like they're not as big as the first.
Yes, definitely, because they gotta be able to play, be mobile, and yeah.
Move around. Okay.
Now, I did want to mention this real quick. There, cornerbacks can line up on the line of scrimmage with linebackers and blase. That's only if they're in what we like to call press coverage. Press coverage is when they're straight across from the receiver, that's when they're going to try to cover them man to man.
Okay, we'll get to talking about that in a second.
I didn't want to confuse the issue, but cornerbacks they're always on the line of scrimmage. But she was talking about right over the ball.
Okay, now I got you.
Okay.
If you're in the zone or you're man to man, you still at the line of scrimmage. You just drop out into the zone or carry the wide receiver all the way downfield.
So is that everybody on the defensive lineup?
I believe so.
Besides the cornerback. Cornerback right now is Marlon Humphreys. Left corner, who wears number 44. Marcus Peters, our right corner, who wears 24. And in the slot should be Kyle Fuller, who wears 18. So that's it for the defense.
Okay, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you guys. I'm going to have to run back the footage for myself to understand it all because I was concentrating so much on Dad coughing up a lung that I wasn't kind of sort of getting the message that he was telling everybody. So let's see if we can switch over to the offense and see if Isaiah can clear up the positions on the field.
Okay, so I'm going to start with one of the more important positions, which is the quarterback. The quarterback receives the ball from the center. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, receives the ball from the center, who is number 64, Tyler Lindenbaum. I'll explain what center does in a moment. But then Lamar either passes the ball downfield, or wherever the receiver is, or hands the ball off. Now, when he passes it downfield, he's throwing it to a wide receiver. A wide receiver pretty much runs routes to catch the ball. Okay, let's take a step back for a second. Our center's name is Tyler Linderbaum. He wears number 64. We drafted him in the first round, pick number 25. Sorry. What a center does is he snaps the ball back to the quarterback and then gets in a blocking stance and helps protect the quarterback. Now, next to him are left and right guards. Our left and right guards are Kevin Zeitler and Tyree Phillips. They both, like I said, just protect the quarterback. And right next to them are left and right tackles via Morgan Moses and Ronnie Stanley.
Numbers?
Okay, Ronnie Stanley wears 79, and Morgan Moses, I believe, wears 68. 78, sorry. But, that's what the offensive line does. Yeah,
That's everybody?
that's what. Yeah. There's only 5 offensive linemen.
Why?
I mean, there's only if you want to be technical. I mean, what do you mean why?
Real quick, how many offensive linemen you think should be?
I thought it was. Huh?
Trevor recording.
I mean,
Yeah.
what, you thought of how many?
I thought that we had 11 offensive players
Yeah,
I know.
5 offensive linemen.
and
The tight end now here's where we get to the next part. Who lines up next to the right tackle or sometimes the left is what we like to call a tight end. Who is the number 1 tight end? Mark Andrews. Now I also want to clarify this. Number 89. Now for certain plays you won't see number 89, but you'll see number 86, who's Nick Boyle. He's our blocking tight end. Now tight ends are tasked with blocking as pretty much another lineman, or running routes to catch the ball.
right. So okay, I got it.
Oh.
So aside from Nick Boyle and
Mark
Andrews, who else is out there? So that's 5, that's 7.
For blocking? Next up, we have a person to help with the blocking game, which is our fullback number 42, Patrick Ricard, best fullback in the AFC North. But anyway, Patrick Ricard lines up either in front of the running back, or sometimes sometimes where a tight end should be. His job is either to block, or as we saw last year, he can receive passes and run the ball himself. Now, behind our fullback, or sometimes right next to the quarterback himself, is our running backs via J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Number 27 and 35. Now, their jobs are to receive the ball from the quarterback and run. That's really about it. Just run.
Let me help my son out a little bit here. And also, if a blitz is coming, their job is to block. And going back to offensive line, also offensive line is to pass protect and open holes for the running back.
Exactly.
So that is our 11-man lineup for the offensive line.
No, you forgot the receivers.
Okay, so we're moving on to receivers. We have number 7, Rashad Bateman. And this is a guess, but hope maybe. Number 13, Devin Duvernay. Their job are to run routes, and if it's a running play, they also block downfield. And last but not least, the most important part, the quarterback. Number 8, Lamar Jackson. Now, I'm going to say this, but let's just hope he switches to 1. But anyway, Lamar Jackson's job is to receive the ball from the center, drop back, either hand it off to the running back, or pass it downfield to either receiver, either number 1 or number 2 receiver,
Or tight end.
or tight end, or fullback, or running back, or
Now,
those
for,
positions.
for those who don't know, and I don't know if his mother knows, because we probably explained to her, the
Pretty much.
reason why he said he hoped Lamar Jackson switched his number from 8 to 1 is Lamar Jackson said when he win a Super Bowl, he'll switch his number from 8 to 1.
So that's what I'm saying. Hey, if he switches his number to 1, that means we just won a Super Bowl. So hey.
Okay, so now that we have the defensive line and the offensive line explained, what I want to do now is talk about some of the lingo. Because when you guys were talking just now, I don't understand what the heck's a blitz. What's a blitz?
Okay, a blitz, in simpler terms, is when everyone runs at the quarterback. I mean, certain people do still stay in coverage.
So how do you know when a blitz is coming?
Here's
The key, the one thing is, obviously you got 2 things to that. You either fake a blitz or really bring a blitz. You got different ways to that. You'll bring everybody up at the line of scrimmage. Obviously, cornerback and safety.
So it's how you're lined up.
Yeah.
So the other team knows
Yeah.
it's going to be a blitz.
they
They
think.
think it's going to be a
Because
blitz.
also the people that's blitzing can drop back. It's all about
gotcha.
deception.
I gotcha.
You're trying to fool the quarterback thinking, are they coming or are they not coming?
And you could be doing something else.
Yes.
Okay.
Where
Gotcha,
he's
gotcha.
trying to get the ball out quickly because he won't have enough guys on the offense to block everybody you're bringing.
Gotcha.
So you might force him into a quick throw, but you're dropping back so a guy should be there when he do that quick throw. But then on the flip side, you're bringing everybody.
Gotcha.
And then you also have a quarterback lined up over the wide receiver. And if you see a cornerback looking in hard, 9 out of 10 is a corner blitz, where that cornerback is sprinting to the quarterback. And you try and catch him off guard.
So you're trying to say that they are standing close enough to each other on the field to see where someone's looking?
I mean, the field is long, but I'm saying if you, by the fan perspective, if you see a cornerback look over and look a little bit and have, you can tell when the cornerback is coming. Because that body language is a little bit slanted towards going after the quarterback.
Okay.
You know, obviously every cornerback don't do that, but it's almost like it's a little tell that's not blatant, but if you look carefully enough, you can see it.
Okay.
And then you have obviously the safety blitz, you have the linebacker blitz, and some of these blitzes are surprise blitzes where the linebacker or safety is not right up on the line of scrimmage. They're like in their normal position, and then when the ball hikes, they go. The safety 10 yards back.
Okay. Speaking of ball hiking, when a ball gets thrown from the center to Lamar, our center is again
Tyler Lindenbaum.
So Tyler will throw the ball to Lamar. What
Not throwing per se. We call it hiking.
hiking? What are the numbers, or what's the whatever he's saying when he says hike? They always say,
Okay.
That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the play.
No, that's the snap count.
Oh, snap count.
You can't go on, let's say the first hike or the whatever they make, you can't always go on one because then the defense know once you hit that first hike, they coming. So you gotta switch it up. He'll be in a huddle and tell his team, okay, we're snapping the ball on the second hike. Or we snap the ball on the third hike or the fourth hike.
But what's all the numbers for? Like, or what? I don't even know if it's numbers he's talking about because when I hear it, just sounds like gibberish.
If you hear him call out, let's say he says 54, that means 54 could be coming.
Oh.
So he's saying what guy he thinking is blitzing.
Why would you tell everybody that though?
Because
you
need to know.
But they hear you too.
Yes,
Yeah.
and unless they're going to change up the play.
It's all about these. It's all about. He don't know 54 is coming. He's saying be aware of 54 that might be coming.
54 decides not to come because he found out that he knows that he's
Well, that's
coming.
changing the play entirely.
Yeah, but that's them. But you ought. Okay, let me explain this way.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
That's
what you're
changing
saying.
the play entirely.
You also have multiple calls. Like at 54, they're gonna run their play that they plan on running, whether 54 is coming or not. But he wanted his offensive line to know, be aware of 54 might be coming. So you still running the same play. Let's say it's a slant over the middle to a wide receiver. You're still running that. But you don't want to get caught off guard with 54. The minute you hike the ball, sprint to your line of scrimmage. You want your lineman to know and your fullback to know, hey, this guy might be coming. Let's block him up.
Okay. So the numbers that are called right before the ball is hiked is the quarterback's way of telling the team what he sees.
Yes.
and to be ready for this.
Yes.
So how can they be ready for it if they're doing another play? Like they've already talked about a certain play in the huddle. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's
Like
called,
how?
that could be called, that's called an audible. Like if they come out on the defense you don't expect, or they not the defense they thought they'll run, the quarterback called 2 plays in the huddle. Either 2 running plays going different ways or different blocking schemes. The way
Okay.
he
So
went
it's not just
offensive
one
lineman.
set.
Yeah, he went offensive lineman to block, or he called a running play and a pass play. Now if they come out and with shouting out to stop the run, or it's a run defense, he'll audible to a pass play, or vice versa,
You know, audible is
changing the play.
okay.
Like some people, some people he'll say, you know,
Brainiacs,
Madagascar.
brainiacs.
This is a word that means change to play number 2.
Okay, gotcha. Now, each year, I'm assuming the lingo changes because you got players coming and going. Is there a rule that a player can't discuss?
No.
So, what? So you can't, like, there's not like a clause that says
No.
if someone gets drafted from the Ravens to the Steelers, you can't talk about the plays from another team.
No.
Like,
No,
why?
you can be as blind as you want.
Because
Really?
Yes.
2 reasons why I think, because I don't know exactly. One, it's very hard to learn the playbook. So you telling this guy now to remember the Ravens playbook and now remember your playbook.
No. Okay, no. What I'm saying to you is, if one person were to come from the Ravens and go to another team, what keeps them from saying, "Hey"?
Nothing, they can do that.
They can do
But
that.
then also the team you're coming from, the Ravens, no, that's what teams do. So instead of, let's say, you calling a play and it's supposed to go to the right every time, you're gonna change it up now.
Mm-hmm.
You expect that person to tell what he knows about your offense or defense, so you'll change up a little bit.
Can he say no? I don't want to say.
Nobody's gonna say no because
You
he
can
wanna
talk freely.
But he wouldn't.
Why
But
would
he
you
wouldn't
do
press.
that?
Why would
his
you
new team.
not?
Why would he?
It's
say
a
no?
game.
But
Okay.
why would he say no to his new team? That's the team that cut me.
Well,
Why
what if
would
they
I-
didn't want to? Like, what if?
If they still let
They
me go.
still did. Like, if we wanted to or not, they still did.
Yeah, and you probably make this new team. You're not gonna say no to a new. That's like getting drafted, going, you know what, Jacksonville, y'all been not a very good team for years. I want to go there.
Or pretty much doing what Bo Jackson did. But
You
that's
can't
a
deny
different debate.
somebody when you get drafted. You can't say no.
You can, but
I
it won't
mean,
look good.
yes. That's why I mentioned the whole Bo Jackson situation. Because here's a real quick rundown of what happened there. Bo Jackson was a running back who didn't want to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, because he got drafted there anyway, to get out of his contract, he played baseball.
Oh yeah,
That's not really true.
I do know he played baseball.
Yeah, but with my son is forgetting that Bo Jackson didn't want to go to Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay sent a scout or something to talk to him that cost him his last year of college. So he felt they knew the rules and they still sent this person that he was suspended for a whole year of college football. That's why he didn't want to go to Tampa Bay.
College baseball.
No, football.
It was baseball too.
Yeah, but suspended from sports in general then.
Okay.
You know.
So
So yeah, that's it.
we've talked about what the offensive line's jobs are. We talked about the defensive line's role, and we know what the kicker and the punter's responsibilities are.
Yes, ma'am.
My last question is going to be, when the punter kicks the ball, does the punter have as long of a kicking range as the kicker?
No.
Because I didn't see
The punter
that
got a
with
longer-
our punter.
Yeah.
The punter got a longer range than the kicker.
Yeah, I would say the
Okay,
punter
so it's
can.
reversed.
Yes.
So the kicker. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, no, it doesn't make sense.
You
No.
gotta realize also how they kicking.
Because
Cal-
Justin kicked for like his ultimate was like 64 yards.
66.
66 yards.
Yeah, but the punter.
You
So-
don't know. You know how much of a difference that is.
Well, yeah, okay, I get it. But so our punter, you're saying his kicking range is not as long. It looks longer.
It is longer.
The punter kicks longer than the kicker.
So how come everybody was so whoop-de-doo over
The
Justin
66-yarder?
when he did the 66-yarder?
Okay,
when,
okay. Real quick explanation. Number one, the only time the longest field goal ever in NFL history was a 64-yarder, and the main reason that kicker made that kick
People believe.
is because he was in Mile High Stadium, which is the Broncos Stadium. Now in Denver, Colorado, the atmosphere, like the air, helps lift the ball higher than normal.
Okay, I can see
So
that.
that's why everyone thinks he was able to make it. Justin was in a domed stadium, which means there's no wind.
Right.
Not to mention, it bounced off the crossbar.
But
And
you're trying to say who's the guy that just retired?
Sam Cook.
Sam Cook. You're trying to say that anyway, Sam Cook could have made that.
No, he couldn't.
No, he couldn't have.
Why?
Because number one, Sam
Let
Cook
me-
has no kicking experience.
No. He couldn't have made it because Justin Tucker's kicking off a tee where the long snapper hikes the ball to most of the time the punter. He puts it down and Justin Tucker kicks. The punter gets the ball from the long snapper and kicks without any tee or anybody.
I
just
get it.
drops
He kicks
it.
it
And
straight.
he
It's a
fu-
drop kick.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Not
Pretty
a
much.
drop kick where you call
But
when the
okay,
quarterback
at the end
does
of the
it.
day, it's still a kick.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
are you trying to
but-
say that he still
But
could?
also he's back further from the line of scrimmage than a kicker would be. So he got a rush coming on him, but not a rush like a kicker got a rush.
So there's no accuracy involved.
Yes, it is.
Because you cannot punch something out of bounds
I mean, the accuracy is
unless it touches the ground.
you want to tell your special teams which way they want to go. Say, hey, I'm kicking to the right. So everybody's going to run to the right, or everybody's going to run to the left.
So what I'm telling you though is the question I'm trying to get answered is if
The punter,
what
the
was his name?
kicker,
What was the
Justin
punter?
Tucker.
Not
Sam
Justin
Cook.
Tucker.
Sam Cook.
Jordan Stout.
He does Royal Farms commercials. I know who Justin Tucker is. It's Sam Cook.
Yes.
Who?
Just
Just retired.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sam Cook could have made that kick as well and gone down in Ravens history because you're saying that his kicking ability exceeds Justin Tucker's.
But you got to realize also, it's different because, like I said, a kicker kicks off a tee. The ball got.
I get it,
Hold
but-
on, let me finish. The ball got face down on, and the kicker The kicker is. He got to be accurate. You know those two yellow
I get it.
things.
He has to get through the
Now
post,
the
yeah.
punter got it. The punter job is to get hang time, kick it far and up high,
Okay.
so your special teams can cover the punt.
Okay.
He don't have to worry about getting it between two little goalposts.
Okay.
So
It's not about length, but about power.
And
about
accuracy.
power and accuracy, yes.
Okay.
And we're comparing Sam Cook to Justin Tucker, where Justin Tucker, again in college 10 years ago, when he was at Texas, was a punter and a kicker.
Yeah.
He did both. Not that he could punt in emergency situations. He was that punter and that
I see
kicker
Justin Tucker do both.
in college, not in NFL. He hasn't done both.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
He's
because
never
Sam
done-
Cook been there. Sam Cook only missed
Oh,
like
you might have had a sick day.
no. A couple years ago, he caught COVID, and they brought in another punter.
It wasn't Tucker.
No.
You're not gonna, Justin Tucker. You're not gonna make them. You're not gonna take the risk of Justin Tucker punting after almost 8-9 years of him not punting, and somebody nailing his leg and him getting hurt.
Yeah, like you say, that For real quick, that's what we like to call an Ironman athlete. Those things are kind of rare.
A person that plays both
To
ways.
play the person that plays two positions. Heck, the Ravens kind of have one already on their roster currently. His name is Patrick Ricard. Now,
Okay.
Patrick Ricard is the fullback, real quick. He's the fullback, but during, I believe, 2020, when some people call COVID, originally Patrick Ricard was a defensive tackle, but they put him at fullback.
He was both.
So he can do both. He's one of the very few Ironman athletes in the NFL.
Oh, cool.
So he can do both if need be.
So
We don't want him to, but he can.
Okay, so there is way too much on my list for us to continue today
Not to
with
mention this one.
with this particular chapter 2 of our podcast, but hopefully you have understood and been explained, mommy style, how the Ravens lines up on the field for their offense and their defense. And we talked about the kickers and the kicker and punter, being as I think we only have one of each.
And don't let her fool you. When I met her 18 years ago, she was a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Okay, well, we're not talking about 18 years ago. So you guys,
She's fine to be a Ravens fan.
we will continue on chapter 3. We'll continue with more on the lingo and the definitions of some of the plays that you're going to hear. And hopefully you guys are up to date with what's happening. This is our 2022-2023 year. So
And maybe she'll add draft questions. That's something that she should know too.
maybe. Anyway, thank you guys for listening in, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.